podcast. Okay. Mr. Mayor, councilors, can I have you all look at me? Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to do another quick one. One. Oh, Councilor Vague, you're not looking at me. Come, Councilor Vague. Let's go get another one. Okay, here we go again. 1, 2, 3. Okay, thank you.
So we won't be starting the meeting until 7 o'clock. So we have about 10 minutes just so you don't get too anxious while you're waiting. home and native land. True patriot love in all thy sons command. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, a true north strong and free. From far and wide, O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land glorious and free. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
Oh yay! Oh yay! Oh yay! Ladies and gentlemen, you gather round for an announcement of great importance. Today, October 24th, 2016, we gather to celebrate our democratic system with the declaration of office for a new town councillor for Ward 5. Through a fair and transparent process, the residents of the ward have made their selection, and this evening we shall swear in the new member of council. Joining the government that we, the people of Newmarket, elected in 2014, our new councillor will complete the roster of our leaders as we move forward with the business of the town. Come celebrate and rejoice. God save the Queen.
Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you to our official town crier and Newmarket resident, Mr. Scott Fortnum, and also to Rick Curry for leading us in singing O Canada. As many of you know, Rick is the coordinator of the Newmarket Theatre. So tonight we welcome and congratulate Bob Quapis on his election to the office of Ward 5 Councillor. I'd also like to take this opportunity to congratulate all of the other candidates on their campaigns. It was good to see so many passionate individuals looking to represent this important ward. As elected representatives, I know that becoming a candidate is a tough decision, and we know that this decision comes with a considerable amount of commitment and sacrifice, not just on behalf of the candidate, but also on behalf of their family. So thank you to you, Bob, and to your family for your commitment to contribute to a healthy democracy and to our community. Bob, I know that you've met and worked with many of us, but it is my privilege to introduce to you each member in your new role. To my right is Deputy Mayor and Regional Councillor John Taylor. On my far right is Councillor Tom Vague for Ward 1, Councillor Dave Kerwin, Ward 2, Councillor Jane Twinney in Ward 3. On my left is Councillor Tom Hempen and Councillor Kelly Broom, Ward 6, and Councillor Christina Bazans in Ward 7. I'd also like to acknowledge the board members and the committee chairs in the audience that are here tonight as well. You know, this is an exciting time to be part of our council. It's an honor and a privilege to be able to share with you, Bob, what I believe makes Newmarket so great. I'm sure that you're aware that Newmarket is consistently ranked by Money Sense magazine as one of the best places to live in Canada. And through the same competition, we're ranked as one of the top 10 safest communities based on our low crime rate. And in September, we opened the doors to our newly renovated Old Town Hall, which I know will be loved and cherished by Newmarket residents and visitors, and specifically to the constituents of Ward 5. We are continuing to make strides in our plans to protect and sustain our environment for our children and our grandchildren. The official opening of the Viva Next Rapid Way on Davis Drive took place at the beginning of October, and I know that it's already changing the way that people get around and through Newmarket. And our partnerships with the both public and private sectors are helping us achieve things we simply would not be able to achieve on our own. We're well on our way to implementing Council's 2014 to 2018 strategic priorities. That's our roadmap for making Newmarket even better. And they include economic development and jobs, enhanced recreational opportunities, community engagement, traffic safety and mitigation, and financial efficiency and management. These 5 priorities have been the guiding force behind much of the activity at the town. And Bob, I think that you will agree that your numerous volunteer contributions and interests are in line with the progress that have been made when it comes to our strategic priorities. Your passion for traffic and your interest in advancing and investing technological infrastructure for business and community development is commendable. We look forward to the role that you will play on Newmarket Council in advancing those priorities while advocating on behalf of the residents that you were elected to represent, as well as our community as a whole. I know I can speak on behalf of the entire council when I say that we're excited to have you on board. We are keen to learn from your experiences, and we look forward to you bringing the interests of our residents in Ward 5 to the council chambers. I'll take a moment now, and I will ask our Chief Administration Officer, Bob Sheldon, to introduce the municipal staff present. Mr. Sheldon.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. And first off, I would like to also welcome our new councillor to the council chambers and to council. I will introduce the staff that are around the circle this evening. Bob, you've met probably most of them during that quite extensive orientation session that we held last week. I know it was very exhaustive for you, and I just wanted to stress that staff are here for any questions that you have relative to that information and anything else as you find your way as a new council member. So I'm going to start with the commissioners. First, Esther Armchuk, our Commissioner of Corporate Services. Esther. Peter Nohammer is our Commissioner of Development and Infrastructure Services. Ian McDougall, the Commissioner of Community Services. Andrew Brower, who is our Clerk and our Director of Legislative Services. And I must say, Andrew and his staff did just an excellent job in producing a very successful by-election. So we appreciate that. It's a new experience for the town of Newmarket. It goes back a number of years since we did have the last by-election. So excellent work by Andrew and his team. I have the Fire Chief here as well, and the Fire Chief represents Central York Fire Services, 60% Newmarket, 40% Aurora. But he represents the interests of that entire area. On my right, we have Chris-Ann Finnerty, who is our Council Committee Coordinator, and Julian Patel, who is our Application Support Analyst. So with that, welcome to the Town of Newmarket Governance, Town Council, and to our team.
Thank you, Mr. Sheldon. I'll now ask Andrew Brower, our Director of Legislative Services and Town Clerk, to proceed to the desk to administer the declaration of office.
in a biased, corrupt, or any other improper manner.
I will disclose any pecuniary interest, direct or indirect,
I will disclose any pecuniary interest, direct and indirect,
in accordance with the Municipal Conflict of Interest Act.
in accordance with the Municipal Conflict of Interest Act.
I will be faithful and bear true allegiance
I will be faithful and bear true allegiance
to Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II,
to Her Majesty, Queen Elizabeth II,
and make this solemn promise and declaration
and I make this solemn promise and declaration
conscientiously believing it to be true,
conscientiously believing to be true,
and knowing that it is of the same force and effect as if made under oath.
and knowing that it is the same force in effect as if made under oath.
Congratulations, Councillor Quapis.
Thank you.
I invite you to address council and our community.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Thank you, everyone, for welcoming me to this table and being so informative and taking the time to let me understand what the corporation and the town is made of. Wonderful people. Let me start by saying that we live in one of the best places in Canada, right here in Newmarket, Ontario. I couldn't be more proud of this amazing town, and I look forward to working with the town, with the businesses, and the residents of Ward 5 to make Newmarket even better. I am a hard worker. I believe that if you're going to do something, you should put 100% to whatever you're doing. I will work with the current council and the town staff to get things done, not to just talk about things or complain about things, but actually get things done. I'm also a team player. I will work with the current council and town staff to address Ward 5 priorities and work with them through collaboration, not confrontation. I want to thank my friends, new and old, my wonderful family, my wife Barbara, my daughter Nicole, and my son Chris, for supporting me and putting up with me throughout the whole last few months that I've been campaigning. I want to thank my fellow Ward 5 by-election candidates for putting their names in. It takes a tremendous amount of work, dedication, and personal sacrifice to run as a candidate. I also want to thank former Councillor Joe Sponga for his commitment to Ward 5 for many years. But most of all, I want to thank the residents of Ward 5 for trusting me and to elect me as their voice to the council chambers and their representative to the town of Newmarket. I'm excited to get to work on your behalf and to tackle the issues that you have told me are your priorities. I live in Ward 5. I love this town and I love this ward. Together, we will make Ward 5 and the town of Newmarket even better. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor. I'll now call the regular meeting to order. There are no matters of public notice, and are there additions to the agenda? Okay. Mr. Shelton, additions to the agenda, please.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Mayor. We have one additional item, and it is a motion by the Deputy Mayor and Regional Councillor Taylor related to item 5, being correspondence dated October 13th, 2016, from Mr. Dennis Kelly, the Regional Clerk, and the attached report entitled Review of Regional Council Governance. And there is a motion that is attached.
Okay, thank you. Could I have a motion then, please, to make this addition to the agenda? Councillor Vague, Councillor Twinney. All those in favor? This is push button night. And that is carried. Thank you. Are there any declarations of pecuniary interest? Regional Councillor.
Yeah, thanks very much. On Committee of the Whole, minutes October 18, 2016, item number 6 is related to a development proposal on Eagle Street. I own a home that's within the circulation area of that. In fact, I think it's only 3 or 4 lots away. Due to that, the proximity of that property to this, as I have done for several years now in relation to this this piece of property, I'll continue to declare a conflict of interest. Thank you.
Thank you. There are no presentations or recognitions, nor are there any deputation requests. Approval of the minutes of Council October the 3rd. Could I have a motion with respect to the minutes? Councillor Hempin, Councillor Broom. All those in favor? And that is carried. Thank you. Reports by regional representatives. Regional Councillor.
Thanks very much. A couple of things to just highlight today for those watching and for members of council. We had at council and committee this last cycle, we had the 2015 waste diversion report. This waste diversion report highlights annually some of the targets we set for ourselves in terms of solid waste and recycling and organics. We are now at an 87% diversion rate. That includes energy from waste initiatives. So 87% of Newmarket's waste does not go to landfill. And if you think about a time, not that many years ago, 20, 30 years ago, where the vast majority of our waste went into landfill, and this was not terribly sustainable from an environmental perspective. To put it in perspective, also 85,000 tons of blue box material is collected each year, and 96,000 tons of green bin material. So enormous amounts of waste that's being diverted from landfill. The other thing I wanted to highlight, which I think is a very, very significant moment for the town of Newmarket, the York Region has now awarded the construction contract for the Administrative Centre Annex, and that's been awarded to Ellis Don. Construction will begin on this 8-story, 422,000 square foot facility in 2017. Completion is expected in 2020. It's located next, for those who don't know, it's located next to the current regional headquarters and will be connected through a walkway, an elevated walkway. This will consolidate community health and court services into one central, fully accessible modern facility. It'll be a LEEDs designated building, silver designation, so very environmentally friendly. I believe it's going to have a substantial green wall in its interior that will be quite a feature for this building. But I think to really put it in simple terms, a number of years ago when that regional headquarters was built in Newmarket, it was a very substantial build, and it was a very significant moment that it sort of solidified Newmarket as the seat of government for York Region, and certainly as the place where that business took place. And now, as some might know, there was some talk and some interest in possibly moving this annex to the south of the region. The mayor and myself were involved in some conversations and ensuring that this project stayed on track and will remain in Newmarket, and it will solidify and cement Newmarket as the center of government for York Region for many, many, many decades to come. And I think this is an economic development driver. I think it's a great synergy for other professions and associated professions with government that will locate here and have located here in the recent past. Many very, very good jobs will continue to be centered here in Newmarket and grow in Newmarket over the decades. So I think a very significant moment. I know the mayor and I have talked about this, and it's something that's a new government building isn't necessarily exciting to everybody, but it is very important in the future of Newmarket, and it continues to keep us as the seat of government for York Region and a rapidly growing region. Currently, close to 1.2 million people, expected to go to about 1.8 million by 2031. So that's everything. Thank you.
Thank you. I also want to recognize that York Region Council has renewed its commitment to provide support and funding to the Smart Commute Workplace Program, which encourages those living and working in the area to choose a more efficient transportation option. The success of the Smart Commute program in York Region has eliminated 2.6 million kilograms of greenhouse gas emissions, and it's avoided more than 12.85 million vehicle kilometers traveled. And it has saved commuters $4.7 million in commuting costs. So it's great to see that that transition has come over to York Region. Councillor Kerwin, question?
Yes, just a comment to reinforce what the Deputy Mayor has mentioned. There were two gentlemen who sat on this council many decades ago, and we have them, amongst others, for locating the regional building where it is in Newmarket, and that was the late Ray Twinney, who fought for it, and it remained here, and also the late Bob Scott. In fact, an election was fought over it, and Bob lost that election because he supported the location of the regional building within Newmarket. So we have continuation. It's not easy. Thanks for keeping it here. It's very, very important to the town of Newmarket. People can live and work in the town of Newmarket. It employs hundreds of people. So not only did we get the building in the beginning, and the architect was controversial, of course, Doug Cardinal, and now we have the annex. So thank you profusely, and I know Ray and the late Ray Twinney and the late Bob Scott, they're looking down, would appreciate your efforts in keeping it here. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor. The other good thing about that is that the business case for the annex is in the range of in excess of $30 million of savings for the region. So it's a very significant savings for the taxpayers as well. Councillor Bazance.
Yes, thank you. I just thought I should point out, I'm sure it'll come up in future public information notices, but there will be a public information session on to tell residents about the annex and other features on the 29th of November, and that will actually be held at the Region Administrative Centre. So that'll be a good opportunity on November 29th for residents to come and see the plans and find out more about the annex and the plans for construction.
Good. Thank you. I appreciate the efforts that you and Regional Councillor have undertaken to stay on top of the project and to make sure that the community is aware of what's going on. So thank you both for doing that as well. Next item is the reports from committees. The first committee is the Committee of the Whole of October the 18th. Are there any items, and I do know because of a declaration that item number 6 will be pulled. Are there any other items that members wish to deal with separately? Okay, there being none, then I'll take a motion to deal or to approve by consent all items except for item number 6. Okay?
Just briefly, Mr. Mayor, could I pull item number 5?
Okay.
And
So
item number 4.
Item number 4. Okay. So could I have motion then? Sorry, are there any other items? Could I have motion? This is Committee of the Whole. Oh, okay. Item number 4 is the closed session?
Oh,
Is that-
closed session.
Yeah, okay.
Yes.
All right, so we'll deal with that next. So the item number 4 in the Committee of the Whole is the Crossland Gate parking review. That wasn't the intent, I don't think, was it, Councillor?
No, that
No,
was
okay.
the closed session one that
We'll deal with?
I wanted to deal with.
Okay. Could I have a motion then to adopt all of the recommendations with the exceptions of item number 5 and item number 6? Councillor Vague, Councillor Bazance. All those in favor? And that is carried. Item number 5. That is the Public Planning and Building Services Report 2016-42. It relates to 751, 757 Gorham Street, and the recommendations are to refer the matter to a public meeting. Councillor Kerwin?
Yes, Mr. Mayor, I move it to get it on the floor, first
Okay.
of all.
Is there a seconder? Regional Councillor.
Thank you, Deputy Mayor. Just this developer, which is the Beswick Group, has gone above and beyond, and they had a meeting with the residents of Ward 2 on this project, which is a a building on Gorham and Lydia Street. And I have asked the planner to make sure that when he sends out notification, that he includes the area that was covered by the developer, which is an extended area, which would include streets like Sutherland, Allen, Maple, Cedarwood, Stewart, as long in Gorham and Muriel. So it's an extended area that the developer covered when he had a non-statutory meeting in the Riverwalk Commons that both you and the deputy mayor attended. So to the residents, Rick agreed to that he would extend the area that is normally covered because it was the area that was covered by the developer, Mr. Mayor. And if need be, I will hand deliver the notifications for the planner. Thank you.
Thank you. Any further discussions? I'll call the question then. All those in favor? There's none opposed, and that is carried. Thank you. Next item is item number 6 of the Committee of the Whole, and that is the Planning Services Report, and it relates to Oxford Homes application at 260 Eagle Street, and the recommendation there is that the matter be referred to a public meeting. So first, can I have a motion with respect to that? Councillor Twinney, a seconder?
I'll second it.
Councillor Hempin, okay. Councillor Twinney, do you wish to speak to it? Okay, Councillor Hempin is a seconder.
No, I think the recommendations speak for themselves. We're going to be going out to the public and getting their input, and that's the way it's going to work. So thank you.
Okay, thank you. Councillor Quapis.
Yes, I just wanted to, thank you, Mr. Mayor, just wanted to let you know that through talking to many people in that area, there has been few items that have been brought to my attention, and I just want to make sure that the public understands that I do encourage the public to come out to the public hearing. I understand that Mr. Roberts, Mr. and Mrs. Roberts are very active in the community, and I do encourage them to make sure that they talk to their neighbors and to come out to the public hearing for that one.
Thank you. Any further comments? No further discussion. I'll call the question. All those in favor? Councillor Hempin? Oh. Councillor Hempin's trying to vote, but his buttons aren't showing. Okay. And that is carried, noting that Regional Councillor did not vote on this issue. Next item is item number 4 of our agenda, and that is the closed session report. Could I have a motion with respect to the minutes first? Who wishes to move the minutes?
I'll move.
Regional Councillor, seconded by? Councillor Quapis. Okay. Now, I understand that Councillor Quapis wishes to speak to this matter.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. This was a closed-door meeting that happened before I was sworn in. Therefore, I was not privy to the conversation that took place. However, I feel very confident that I can vote on that, since then I did have great length and wonderful update of what this item is all about. So I feel very confident I can vote on that, even though I was not present at the meeting.
Great. Thank you. As part of the orientation briefings, so that was good. Any further discussions? All those in favor? And there's none opposed. One here, but still not. Okay. None opposed. So there were 2 items that was discussed at the closed session. The first item is that council, with respect to a proposed or pending acquisition or disposition of land regarding property in Ward 7, council received a verbal update from our Chief Administration Officer with respect to land acquisition negotiations, and they related to the property in Ward 7. The second item is a personnel matters about identifiable individuals, and that was relative to the Canada 150 FCM Community Leaders Recruitment Selection Criteria. And at the October the 18th meeting, the Committee of the Whole meeting, Council recommended and appointed Mayor Van Bynen as the town's FCM community leader. The motion was captured in the Committee of the Whole minutes, which were adopted earlier this evening. And those were the items that were covered in the closed session. Regional Councillor.
Just a quick comment. We get used to the acronyms, but there's people viewing. I think FCM is the Federation of Canadian Municipalities, which is an association of municipalities across Canada that work on various issues together. And I just thought we'd maybe highlight that.
Great. Thank you. Next item then is correspondence that we received from Dennis Kelly, the Regional Council, on the review of Regional Council governance. The matter was referred to this meeting on October the 18th, Committee of the Whole. Could I have a motion with respect to the request, please, Regional Councillor?
Yeah, a motion that the Council of the Town of Newmarket takes the position that no changes be considered related to the governance structure of York Region until after the 2018 municipal election, with the exception of Council's recorded position in support of an elected chair.
I'll second that, Mr. Mayor.
Councillor Kerwin, okay. Regional Councillor, do you wish to speak to that as the mover?
Yeah, again, just for those who are following this, streaming this, or watching this on television, the Region of York has had a number of discussions over the last while, and meetings and committee considerations about changes in governance at the region. The province is currently looking at, and we believe moving towards adopting the election of the chair at large by the residents in the 2018 election. But aside from that, the Regional Council has also been considering some other governance options. One of them is considered weighted voting. Weighted voting is a system where you can recognize the distribution of population by the weight of the vote. So it's very hard to explain, but you would have each member at Regional Council would vote, but some of them would be weighted differently depending on the population of their municipality and how that makes up the whole, which could possibly not be in the best interest of Newmarket or some of the northern communities. Having said that, the other thing that was considered, has been considered previously, and is being considered again somewhat right now, is the possibility of adding new members to Regional Council. There are proposals for anywhere from 1 member to up to as many as 7 new members in various municipalities. None of those involve Newmarket. So Newmarket Council has previously taken a position that we support the election of the chair in the 2018 election by the public. So the region is now asking for feedback on these other issues from the municipalities. Eventually, if this keeps moving forward, they'll want more than feedback. We will need to vote on each proposal that's put forward as part of what's called a triple majority in order to change governance. The position I'm proposing here for council is that changing the number of people at regional government should be part of a conversation with the voters, with the electorate. And 2018 is not that far away. And if indeed the chair is elected, which it appears will occur, then that's a perfect opportunity to have that conversation through those people who are running with the public, and to make it a fully engaged discussion, and then to move forward afterwards, and not to do it prior to an election. So that's essentially what the motion suggests, is that we're not taking a position one way or another necessarily. Other than that, this should occur after an election and after an elected chair.
Okay, thank you. Councillor Kerwin is the seconder.
No, Mr. Mayor. Deputy Mayor has explained it perfectly.
Thank you. Councillor Hampton.
Yes, could I have the motion read back again?
It's on the screen here, Tom.
Oh, thank you. Okay. This afternoon I received an email, and the motion was put forward in the email, and I was prepared to vote in favor of that. The Council of the Town of Newmarket takes a position that no changes be considered related to the governance structure of York Region until after 2018 municipal elections.
With the exception of council's reporting. So we've already adopted that position. This council has.
Yeah, I'm not going to be voting in favor of this. I don't believe that we as a council, and I know for a fact that we as a council don't have any jurisdiction or decision-making on the election of the chair. That'll be a provincial decision. So I will vote in favor of the motion if it's the motion that I received this afternoon. I don't think that we as a council, and taking this position of the last kind of sentence, is of any use to the municipality. As I said again, we as a council cannot affect the election of a regional chair. That'll be up to the province, and apparently our MPP is bringing that forward. So that's my position.
Regional Councillor?
Thanks very much. Yeah, that sentence, and I apologize again, this has been moving back and forth. It was pointed out to me that without that sentence at the end, it could appear to contradict council's former position, which I believe was a unanimous position that we supported the election of a regional chair. And I guess it's certainly open to debate, but I do feel that various councils taking positions in relation to the elected chair can have an influence and do influence the provincial government, and as they consider this, as they have considered it and are considering it. However, this statement is really not, it's there just to clarify our former position, not to affect the motion. In my opinion, still is the same as the one intended, with the clarification just simply points out that that one item has already been dealt with previously by council. Yeah, my feeling is that it is a position of council, and so I thought it required clarification in case it was read that we were saying that shouldn't even occur at this point. And I have to say I'm on the record and strongly believe that the chair should be elected in the next election in 2018. And so I think that part is separate and appears to be moving forward, but certainly that being on the record I think is helpful. And the other items I think are best left until after another election, after that's discussed and debated by the public with anybody who happens to run.
Councillor Hempel?
Yeah, thank you.
Councillor Kerwin.
Yes, I know that in the past the province was looking for comments from municipalities on their position on the elected chair position. I, for one, did vote in favor of an elected chair at that time. At this time, the province really hasn't been asking municipalities for their position on elected chair. We as a council, and we have 2 members of our council who sit on regional council. I don't think it's of really any benefit to the municipality to be putting in that last little statement, and that's my personal opinion. So again, I just want to clarify my position, and I will be voting against this with that last sentence.
Okay, thank you. Councillor Kerwin?
As the Secretary, Mr. Mayor, I strongly, as John does, supports the elected chair of the region, and I believe that basically that's exactly what this does. It reconfirms our position that this council took a few months ago, Mr. Mayor, that they believe in the elected chair, and basically this is what it's saying.
Thank you. Councillor Bazant.
Thank you very much. As the council member who actually brought forward the motion to support the position of elected chair, I felt very strongly that this motion did need to reflect that position that this council had taken, because my understanding is that what regional council had voted on and supported in terms of the report we received and the recommendations related to governance structure changes or potential changes excluded the position in support of an elected chair. So the way I read the initial motion, which ended just with the considered related to governance structure of York Region until after the 2018 election, would have implied to me, by virtue of the fact that regional council did not support the elected chair position being part of their package of structural changes, meant that would be excluded. And I felt very strongly that we should continue to support what we did approve several months ago in terms of an elected position.
Thank you. And I do agree that council did adopt that position. I'm not sure if it was unanimous, and I don't know why the elected chair was not included in the report, apart from the fact that the language that and the discussion around the regional council chambers was that it was inevitable and it was likely to happen virtually any day now or any month now. So I can't go to the reason why it was excluded from it, but it is in fact a position adopted by this council that we supported an elected chair. So I'll be able to vote in favor of that as well. Any further discussion, Regional Councillor?
Yeah, I just want to state that now that you've mentioned, I'm not certain it was unanimous either, so I'll retract that. I'm not certain. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, I'll call the question then. All those in favor? And one opposed, and that is carried. Thank you. Bylaws. Mr. Clerk, does anyone wish to have any of these bylaws dealt with separately? Okay, so we'll, if you could read the bylaws, Mr. Clerk.
Certainly, Mr. Mayor. Bylaw 2016-51 amends the traffic bylaw, and that is with regard to Ranney Road and McCaffrey Road. 2016-52 amends the refreshment vehicles bylaw. 2016-53 amends the animal control bylaw. And 2016-54 appoints Deputy Fire Chief for Central York Fire Service.
Can I have a motion with respect to the bylaws? Councillor Twinney? Councillor Kerwin? Any discussion? All those in favor? Councillor Veg? Thank you. That is carried. Are there any notices of motions? Being none, are there any motions? New business.
Mr. Mayor, announcements.
Announcements, that's right. Thank you. Good catch. Announcements. Why don't we start with Ward 1?
Thank you very much. We all notice that the weather's getting a bit cooler, and we're starting to anticipate our winter. And the best thing about winter is that spring is just around the corner. But residents are reminded that on November 1st, the winter parking restrictions will be in effect, and these are strictly enforced. And it is strictly prohibited to park your vehicle on any roadway that interferes with the cleaning of snow between the hours of 2 a.m. and 6 a.m. from November 1st to April 15th. For more than 3 consecutive hours between 7 in the evening and 11 in the evening, or in front of or within 2 feet of a driveway or laneway. If people have questions or if these parking restrictions do cause an issue, please call us for more information at the Town of Newmarket, 905-895-5193, or you can certainly visit our website, newmarket.ca. Also, I'd like to remind Ward 1 residents that we have the Ward 1 Community Drop-In coming up on Tuesday, November 1st. This is an opportunity for Ward 1 residents to come by, say hello, express their concerns, their ideas, their suggestions on how to make our terrific town and our terrific ward even better. It'll be from 7 to 9 in the evening on the main floor of the Magna Center. So looking forward to seeing my Ward 1 neighbors at the Community Drop-In next Tuesday.
Thank you. Councillor Kerwin?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Mayor. In honor of its centennial, the Newmarket Historical Society is proud to present an interactive trench exhibit. Experience a unique look at Newmarket's history during the First World War, travel through a replica trench, see First World War artifacts, and real footage of Newmarket soldiers heading off to war. And that's thanks to our archivist, Chris Morris, who has these fantastic documentaries of the 127th Battalion actually leaving Newmarket to go to Europe to serve on the Western Front.
Oh, I thought these were your home movies.
Yes, they are. They are, Tom, and I'm in one of them. You know, that's how far back I go. The exhibit is open Monday to Saturday from 12 to 8 p.m. from November the 5th to the 19th at the Old Town Hall at 460 Botsford Street. Another item is I'd like to remind everyone of the historical potluck, and it is a historical dinner, potluck dinner taking place at the community center on November the 16th, 5:30. And if you're going, please contact Jackie Plater to let her know what you're bringing. It is a potluck, and it's fantastic. This begins the kickoff of the Christmas season. And Mrs. Plater does a fantastic job. She cooks the turkey, she cooks the ham, and it's an evening you wouldn't want to meet, and I'd like to welcome Mr. Quapis as a member of the Historical Society. I know you will be there, but I would truly like to see every member of council attend this potluck dinner and find out what the Historical Society of Newmarket is all about. Our membership is growing. The other night, Chris Morris put on this fantastic documentary of the 127th Battalion marching off to war, and our newest councillor was there, Bob Quapis was there, and it was just a fantastic evening. But this evening of the 16th, it's a tradition, so please come out and let Mrs. Plater know what you're bringing. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I'm bringing tarts, Jackie.
Good stuff from the Maid's Cottage. Delicious, Tony.
Stayed up all night. I stayed up all night. Councillor Twitty.
Thank you. Newmarket's Curbside Giveaway Day is this Saturday, October 29th. Free yourself of clutter and find some great stuff at the same time. Free items of your own. This is an opportunity for yourself to put out items of unwanted household items on our Curbside Giveaway Day instead of discarding them. It's a great way to reduce the amount of garbage ending up in our landfill sites while letting someone else find something new that they may treasure themselves. Please place the mark the items that they are free at your curbside between the hours of 7 a.m. and 5 p.m. on October 29th. If you need any more information with regard to this program, you can call the region at 1-877-464-9675, extension 75147. But a good idea is to get out early and find those great finds. Thank you.
Thank you. Regional Councillor.
I'll stay on the theme of diversion from landfill, and just wanted to mention that this past Saturday, for those who recall, particularly in the morning, it was quite cold and windy, and we held our annual electronic waste recycling event. I've been hosting this now for about 6 years, and we've diverted an enormous amount of electronics waste from landfill. It's dealt with in an environmentally sound way. I think it goes into 56 separate recycling streams, and it's dealt with also in an ethical manner in terms of how it's dealt with, even in terms of overseas. The event was really thanks to Upper Canada Mall, who hosts us each year, Artex Environmental, who's a business that has local ties here in Newmarket, and also a special thank you to John Birchall and the Newmarket Environmental Advisory Committee for supporting this each year, and particularly this year as it was extremely cool. So it was a very successful once again. I think there was close to 200 people, cars that went through and dropped off a variety and assortment of items, and there's always some interesting historical electronic waste that comes through, and but it's a great event, and thanks to everybody who supported it, and thank you to the residents of Newmarket who make the effort to come out and make sure that their electronic waste does not end up in landfill. Thank you.
Thank you. Councillor Hempel.
Thank you. The town of Newmarket, in partnership with York Region District School Board, has identified an opportunity to provide an artificial turf sports field at Dr. John M. Dennison Secondary School to open this fall, or next fall, of 2017. Newmarket residents are asked to provide feedback by attending a public information center on Wednesday, November 2nd from 7 till 9 p.m. at Dr. John M. Dennison Secondary School. The location is 135 Bristol Road inside the cafeteria. This is a drop-in public information center which will feature proposed drawings, displays of the artificial turf field. Newmarket staff and York Region School Board staff and our consultant will be present to answer questions. If you have any further questions, information is available by calling 905-895-5193, or you can email info@newmarket.ca.
Thank you. Councillor Quapis.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. The Royal Canadian Legion, Milton Wesley Branch 426, is holding a Remembrance Day Parade and service on Sunday, November 6th. Help honor the men and women who died in the military service of Canada during the war and peace. Let's demonstrate our gratitude to those who gave their lives for the freedom we enjoy. The parade begins at 1:30 at Water Street and Doug Duncan Drive. The service is held at 2 p.m. at Veterans Memorial Park, that's located at Darcy Street and Church Street.
Thank you. Councillor Broom.
Thank you. The Newmarket Sports Hall of Fame honors individuals and teams from Newmarket who have achieved honor and recognition through sport. On November 13th, 3 new additions are being welcomed. Swimming coach Alan Swanston, handball champion the late Harold McLean, and Newmarket Smoke Rings junior hockey team have been named 2016 inductees into the Newmarket Sports Hall of Fame. Check out all the new inductees on the lower level of the Magna Center.
Thank you. Councillor Bazant.
Thank you. The town of Newmarket is inviting residents to a public information center on November 9th that will present an alternative option to the existing town bicycle lanes on Woodspring Avenue. The Woodspring Avenue bicycle lanes are one of the first of the town's cycling facilities that transformed a 4-lane collector road into a 2-lane road with a center turn lane and bicycle lanes. Currently, these lanes provide residents with cycling facilities for accessing town parks and schools, as well as the Yonge Street Commercial District. The Public Information Center is a drop-in format to receive Newmarket residents' feedback on the proposal and is being held from 7 to 9 p.m. here in the council chambers. Residents will be presented with display boards explaining the existing road geometry and the need to allow safe cycling while at the same time providing limited on-street resident parking. So that's November 9th from 7 to 9 p.m. here in council chambers.
Thank you. Now, in addition to the Remembrance Day Parade on Sunday of November the 6th, the Newmarket Veterans Association invites members of the public to attend its annual Remembrance Day service at the Newmarket Cemetery on Friday, November the 11th. As parking is limited, please arrive by 10:30 a.m. for the 11 o'clock service. A reception will be held after the service at the Newmarket Veterans Association. And our next council meeting is on Monday, November the 14th at 7 p.m. Now, new business. Councillor Kerwin.
Just one item, and I said to the residents I would mention this to our Commissioner, Peter Nohammer, and I'm sure he'll hand it down. Queen Street was a busy street during the reconstruction of Davis Drive, and that infiltration hasn't gone away. Queen Street from Prospect to Alexander is extremely busy, but between Roxborough and Alexander, it's become hazardous. And we listened to Rachel Prudhomme present alternatives to slowing down the traffic, and I would like you to look into slowing down the traffic on Queen Street and the dangerous driving between Roxborough and Alexander. Thank you very much, Peter.
Thank you. No further new business items. There is no requirement for a closed session this evening. Confirmatory bylaw. Councillor Klapas. Moving. Yep. Seconder. Councillor Bazant. Okay. Any discussion? All those in favor? Councillor Hemp. Oh. We got you. And that is carried. Thank you. That concludes the business of this council. I remind our residents that the bulk of the discussion and the dialogue that was approved this evening was contained in the Committee of the Whole minutes. And if my numbers are correct, the discussion exceeded well over 4 hours. And it's that type of productive dialogue that enables us to confirm and get the business of this council moving forward. I'll take.
It's nice to have a full council.
Thank you. I'll take that as a motion to adjourn, Councillor Kerwin. Okay, thank you. Seconded by Councillor Vague. All those in favor? I want a recorded vote on this one. We do have one. That is carried. Thank you very much.